Holistic student growth.
Good afternoon, one and all. Welcome to this momentous occasion of learning. I, Kaushiki Trivedi, student manager at Balaji Institute of Technology and Management,
And I, Om Saxena, student manager at Balaji Institute of Technology and Management,
will be your masters of ceremony for today.
We will ensure that every aspect of this event unfolds seamlessly with utmost enthusiasm.
I would like to welcome you all to session on leadership lessons by leaders. Our guest today is a remarkable individual who made an impact through his journey. It is indeed an honor to have Mr. S.B. Kallurkar sir, who is a true corporate leader and a visionary.
May I now request Dr. S.B. Agashi sir, Registrar SBUP, to welcome our guest of honor.
I would like to extend our greetings to our Chancellor, Sri Balaji University Pune, Professor Parmanandan Balasubramanian Sir, Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. G.K. Shirude Sir, and all the directors and deputy directors, deans, faculty members, and all our student managers. Discipline, dedication, determination are the three values on which Sri Balaji University Pune provides career-specific contemporary education with a strong emphasis on practical training and overall development of the students.
Sri Balaji University is very proud of its constituent institutes, namely Balaji Institute of Modern Management (BIMM), Balaji Institute of Technology and Management (BITM), Balaji Institute of International Business (BIIB), Balaji Institute of Management and Human Resource Development (BIMHRD), Balaji School of Arts and Science, Balaji School of Law, which produce exceptional student managers.
The prestigious Times of India B School survey has ranked Sri Balaji University Pune as top 12 B schools in India and ranked top 4 among private universities. Sri Balaji University is known for its 100% placement record as more than 300 companies visit our campus for internships and placements. The intense grooming and the maximum learning hour record have enabled our student manager to emerge as a leader in the corporate world.
On this gracious occasion, we fondly remember our founder, late Professor Dr. Colonel A. Balasubramanian sir, for his vision to impart quality education to the youth of our country.
As we deep dive into the realm of learning, prepared to be inspired, uplifted, and driven to new heights. May I request our student manager, Ms. Khushi Sahu, to introduce our guest.
Thank you, Kaushiki. Good afternoon, everyone. I, Khushi Sahu, student manager at Balaji Institute of Technology and Management, Sri Balaji University, Pune. I am honored and privileged to introduce our esteemed guest, Mr. S.P. Kallurkar, Director of ENSIN Forum and founder of Level Up Pune. Dr. S.P. Kallurkar is an accomplished academic leader with 45 years of experience in engineering education, research, and innovation. He has previously held leadership roles including Principal at Atharva College of Engineering, Mumbai and AISSMS COE Pune, as well as Founder Principal at MMCOE Pune. He holds a BE Mechanical, MMS and PhD in Industrial Engineering with industrial stints at Bajaj Auto and Kallurkar Brothers. A passionate mentor, he has guided 23 PhD scholars, published more than 100 research papers, holds 2 patents, and is ranked among the top 11% researchers in industrial engineering globally. His contributions span curricular development, entrepreneurship development, and innovation ecosystem, including establishing the Entrepreneurship Development Cell at SGGS IET Nanded, rated outstanding by DST. He has played key roles as mentor, auditor for various projects under IITs, NITs, and government institutions across India. He is recognized for his pioneering work in Indian knowledge system, Vedic techniques, for sustainable development, he continues to drive educational reforms, startup incubation, and holistic growth initiatives. We are indeed fortunate to have such an accomplished and inspiring individual with us today. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to SP Kallurkar sir as he shares his invaluable insights.
Thank you, Khushi. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Rajkiran Pund sir, who is an assistant professor at Shri Balaji University, Pune, with over 8 years of industry and academic experience. He is founding member and nodal officer of Shujan Entrepreneurship Development and Incubation Center of SBUP. To throw more light on the topic, sir, the stage is all yours.
Yes. Thank you so much. Respected Registrar Sir, respected guest Kallurkar Sir, respected Director Das Sir, and respected Preeti Ma'am and all the student managers. So I'm not going to take more time. We planned 2 sessions, but as you joined a little late today, 1:30 को reporting था, आप थोड़ा late आ गए तो हमें will wind up very quickly. So I'm just here to give you a brief about this program, Indian Knowledge System. You must have gone through your program structure for your batch, that is 27, and for this batch we have Indian Knowledge System as a 1 credit course, right? So आपके मार्कशीट में भी इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम करके कोर्स होगा और उसमें भी आपको क्लियर करवाना है. So why we are incorporating Indian knowledge system, holistic development, or entrepreneurship? So many things we are clubbing together because our Chancellor Sir's vision to give our students a holistic approach. We just not learn from foreign authors and just not learn the theory things, but we should have a 360-degree approach in our learnings, and that's the objective. With that objective, we have incorporated Indian knowledge system as a 1 credit course in our program structure right now. So you must have gone through few previous sessions that was also part of Indian knowledge system. आपने सबने learnings from Mahabharat attend किया? How was it? Right? So that was also part of Indian knowledge system. So we are learning so many theories from foreign authors. We every day discussed in the classroom, we discuss about different foreign authors, their theories, but we generally forgot about our own history, our own ancient wisdom, which we can incorporate in our day-to-day life, and we can solve many of our own problem or society's problem those we are facing today with Indian knowledge system. So for that purpose, we have incorporated this subject in our curriculum with 1 credit. इसका exam भी होगा, so be prepared for that, and in that way you have to learn. So we have very distinguished leader, I can say here amongst us, and he will be sharing his wisdom. Sir, just 2 days back when I called sir was still on the airport. He landed from Sri Lanka. He went to deliver an address on Indian knowledge system and Vedic system in Sri Lanka, and he keeps going on different countries and delivering and spreading our Indian knowledge system all across the world. So he is there today and he'll be explaining all these things to you. So be prepared for that, and please understand this is a 1 credit course. That's it from my side. I'll not take much of your time. Kallurkar sir, stage is all yours. We'll start with your session, sir. Thank you so much, everyone. Hand mic.
Anything that will allow me to move. So, thank you very much. It is indeed a great pleasure to come to a university like yours. And I am thankful to Honorable Chancellor Sir, Vice Chancellor Sir, Registrar Sir, who happens to be my teacher also, and Rajkaran ji, who gave me an opportunity to share my thoughts with you, and Preeti ma'am and sir. In fact, I feel like I'm sharing my own journey, how I came into this field. I was a student of NITI. After completing my doctorate in industrial engineering, NITI is now IIM Mumbai. But originally it was Institute of Industrial Engineering from 62. I personally came across certain qualities of entrepreneurs, means qualities of enterprising personalities, for which there was no training method available. So naturally, I thought of working on that further. And that was the time when also an organization called MCED, Maharashtra Center for Entrepreneurship Development, somewhere in the year 94-95, it was a 2 to 3 years project with international funding for developing entrepreneurship amongst below poverty line people, and for which again there was no training methodology available. So MCD asked me to do something new, something different, so that these people will understand. And that time I was talking to madam also, there was no terminology like IKS. So we used to call it as Oriental, because the word itself, Vedic concept, was not allowed. In fact, I remember, I feel like sharing with you, during my PhD Viva, the the institute level Viva, before the main Viva, at the time of thesis submission, Professor Hegde, who was knowing about what I am planning to do further, after the presentation he asked me a question, that your guide was saying that you are going to work on this with some another way of working. And I said, yes sir. And I just casually mentioned about the Vedic philosophies. And the Dean Research got annoyed so much, saying that if you do all this nonsense, you should all be sitting in Himalayas and not in NITI, or not in IIM now. I mean, that was the time, in 90s, that we all were feeling, there was a strong feeling that all these things are only for the purpose of certain kind of rituals and reserved only after retirement. But if you see Bhagavad Gita, because it is just now mentioned that you have undergone a training in lessons from management from Bhagavad Gita, where it was said, right on the battlefield, like Sant Tukaram Maharaj says, Ratrandini Amma Yuddhasa Prasanga. Something like that. So, in our day-to-day life also, every day it's a warlike situation. And especially those who are mothers should be knowing more if the kids are younger. It's really a warlike kind of situation. So naturally, we can draw certain principles from the fundamental things. Thanks to the current education policy, National Education Policy 2020, where the thrust has been given. I have seen the implementation of National Education Policy in 1986 and its modification in 1996. But the thrust on implementing the policy was comparatively different. Most of the things were remaining on in the document itself. But now it's not so. Presently, yesterday also I was on a UGC program. It was online. And the problem is, the organizations like UGC or AICT, they are observing is how to convince first the teachers that this is something subject that is important to learn. Thanks that your university has taken a lead role, and your people like Preeti ma'am, we were discussing that she is already working in the field of IKS since last so many years. So I was trying to find a solution to develop some of the qualities like nerve power, strong willpower to succeed. Then developing the qualities like commitment, rational thinking, ability to face the negative situations in life. And it was observed that probably the theory, the concept from which we were drawing the knowledge is not dealing with that. And I was searching here and there. So Lakshmi Didi from Vivekananda Kendra, today I have been asked to speak on that also. So I happened to meet her because she had come to Nanded, sir. And she said, probably, I am not aware because I am a scientist from Russia but then working in a different field. But probably you may find a solution in yoga. And then I was working for an institute called Institute for Studies in Vedic Sciences, where surprisingly we got certain results. And one day I realized that what I am looking for in research one, which led to my PhD, and this particular research, which was a kind of social work for me, I am getting a solution from here. So why not submit a proposal? So we submitted a proposal to AICT, and then they funded with 5 lakhs of rupees of research grant to go for holistic development of the people, but it was for developing enterprising personality, the people who are success oriented. So from there, actually the work started. Now the topic that has been given to me by sir, before I shift to my presentation, lessons from Vivekananda and Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. If you see, for Shivaji Maharaj, it is the strategic thinking. Well thought plan is half done. So strategic thinking, which you must have already done, and then developing ways and means for operational way of working from strategies. So his strong quality was strategic thinking. Then it was people-centric approach. That was one of the very important aspects. Irrespective of caste, creed, sex, religion, he used to give opportunity to everyone, depending on the quality, depending on the capabilities. And also, most important part is adaptability. Now you have learned about Bhagavad Gita. You would have heard about, of course, Lord Krishna, everyone sitting here. One of the name of Lord Krishna is, Ranchod Das. Is it not? And that Ranchod Das means kya? Ran chhod ke bhage. Shivaji Maharaj, Agra hun sutka. It was the same thing, no? He didn't bother for getting into a box and traveling in a box. Because what is important is that adaptability. And people-centric approach. You know that story? The lady was brought as a gift to him, and what he said? You remember? अशीच आमुची माता असती अधिक सुंदर झालो असतो वदले छत्रपती. In what way? People-centric approach. War was with someone else. His daughter-in-law has nothing to do with that. And his mom जिजाऊ सेट बहिणीची पाठवणी कराल तशा पद्धतीने पूर्ण मानाने हिची पाठवणी करा. I hope you understand in Marathi? Like a sister. Yes, okay. No, I know. No, some of you may not. Okay, no problem. But then that word itself is in Marathi. He said, if my mom would have been so beautiful, I would have been more handsome. That was the words he used. And his mother asked him, send her the way you are sending your real sister. So with full honor, she was sent back to her family. Because war has nothing to do with her. And what most important thing is, people-centric approach. He was always accessible. What is important is, when you become leaders of tomorrow, naturally you have a position, you have authority. Tomorrow if you become manager, GM or CEO of a company, naturally you will have some authorities. Now you want to use this to enhance the approachability for everyone, or remain in the confined area of yourself. That's important. So what we can learn from these people is this. His main approach was we over me. All the time, way of communication, way of taking decision, it was always we and not over me. Now, if you become the boss of an organization, avoid using word I. I am telling you, so you must do it. Sometimes in the life people speak like this. In fact, no top best manager would ever use this word I. He will always say we. Even if there is a mistake, he will not say you have done this, you have committed this mistake. His words would be we need to correct. Now when a boss uses these words, we need to correct, we need to change, we need to do this, it means he is becoming part of it. So the strategy of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was always importance of we over me. Practice versus preach. Whatever you are saying, do it. Leading by doing. You do it and then say that you can also do it. I think I was sharing with madam, one of my students recently has undergone a training in IKS with me. He is working at New York as a team lead in cyber security. He did his PhD in cyber security from Rochester University, after BE from Mumbai University and MTech from VJTI. And there, he asked me, how can I grow naturally in my life? So we said, let's follow one thing, leading by doing. So his team members, those three, he was only team lead of 3 members. He started practicing leading by doing. This is just about 8-9 months old story I am talking. And of your generation only. And then all the team members of his team were more comfortable. Company felt that there is some good thing happening about this boy, so he was made a team lead of 10 within 1 month after this discussion. That's the beauty of IKS, power of IKS, I want to say. And then within 1 more month, he was made a team lead of 16 and he was given a charge of developing a dashboard which will be used by the other employees. Fortunately, for 3 months, his wife had come to Talegaon with her in-laws and then with her own father. So he had lot of time. He was literally working day and night. That's the beauty of Indians. We are the people who can work day and night. We don't have something like work-life balance and all those kind of thinking. Once you are charged with some idea, day and night is the time of working. And within about 3 to 4 months' time, he developed the dashboard. And then he was given the responsibility of training the people. Started first was at Rochester. He went there and then again called me. Sir, मैं यहाँ आया हूँ. सिर्फ 4 लोगों को ट्रेनिंग देना है. कोई मेरी सुन ही नहीं रहा है. It is natural ना. सबको लग रहा था यंग बच्चा कल का पास आउट 3 साल भी नहीं हुए अभी तक आके और हमको क्या पढ़ाएगा. So he was being neglected. His name is Dr. Gaurav. Said, okay, let's follow one principle of IKS. Share the assets with the feeling of humility. दान. दानात से महत्व. So what he did, every member, company had given a special, you can say, $100 per head for lunch. And he, because he did his PhD in Rochester, he was comfortable with the roads. So he rented a car, self-driven car, from the airport itself. And during lunchtime, till lunchtime, he said, no one had come to my table also. Everyone was saying, no, I am busy, I have no time. आप ऐसे कैसे आ गए अभी ट्रेनिंग के लिए आज हमें पास समय नहीं है. Because why this boy should train us? So he said, okay, let's go for lunch. Then the question was, he said, today's lunch is from my side. It was a strategic way of handling the condition, situation. And the basic principle is Dan, sharing the assets with the feeling of humility. And then the discussion took place. How are we going? He said, let's go in my car. Surprising. You have come from New York. How come that you have a car? No. I have brought it from airport only. So they went in his car. He paid for everyone's lunch. And after coming back, he said, slowly they started coming to me. हम लोग कहीं जब किसी गेस्ट के यहाँ मिलने वगैरह जाते हैं ना तो क्या करते हैं बच्चों के लिए चॉकलेट्स वगैरह कुछ लेके जाते हैं. घर में कोई बुजुर्ग हो गए तो उनके लिए फल वगैरह लेके जाते हैं ना. हमारा ट्रेडिशन है ये. बच्चों के लिए जब चॉकलेट्स ले जाते हैं the benefit is when the child is happy, the mother is happy. And when the mother is happy, you get good food in that home. So it's a trick. So we develop that tradition. So practice over preaching. And today, out of 2,000 employees in 25 countries, 1,000 employees are using his dashboard. And now he has been accepted to be the first chief privacy officer of the company. Making a story short, so he has been given a blanket permission to attend all the C-suite executive meetings for 1 year and understand how is thinking difference of thinking at C-suite level as compared to the operational level. You will all need this. And this will, here every point IKS is useful. Why I am telling this story is just to make you to realize that yes, IKS can play an important role in dealing with the situations, including power dynamics. Recently we had an issue in his case about the power dynamics, means the power of different department heads, because there is some interaction always going on. And you need to understand that. And there also again you will find that IKS is useful. Leading from front over instructing from back. That was Shivaji Maharaj, one of the most important things. He was always leading from front. Never that, if you see, his wars with his enemies. At that time, the enemies were deputing someone. Go and fight with Shivaji. Whereas he himself was in the war most of the times. Then innovation versus tradition. Any person at any level was allowed to speak. The best idea can come from anyone. Not necessary it should go by hierarchy only. On the contrary, the cheapest and best ideas come from the people who are already working on the problem. And that's the base of quality circle. So he was always open for any idea from anyone. Entrustment versus encroachment. Having assigned the responsibility, his style of working was, do not disturb. Don't check every time. Because over supervision leads to inefficient way of working. Now what is important for a manager is to understand what is that exact level of supervision. Over supervision is not good, and at the same time under supervision also can lead to chaos. So getting that sense, at what level, how much supervision. For example, Registrar Sir or Vice Chancellor Sir, if they start closely supervising every head of the institution, probably head of the institution may not be able to function. So what is important is that entrustment. For example, Sir was mentioning about entrepreneurship. If some of you plan to be an entrepreneur, you will be passing through 3 phases. First thing is owner-operated phase, where you are doing everything, running here and there. Then comes owner-managed phase, where you have got a small team of people. But if you grow further and become one of the top organizations, then you are moving from owner-managed phase to functionally managed phase. Now at the functionally managed phase, you are dealing with experts. Everyone is expert. Maybe accounts person is expert in his field, technical person is expert in his field, and so on. Knowing how to get the things done in the best possible manner, that is one of the requirements. I was dealing with one of the entrepreneurs who is planning to move from a turnover of 5 crores to 50 crores. We talk about 10x growth through IKS. And he said, but then I am getting mad. The basic purpose of getting mad is you are not able to delegate properly. How to delegate? Knowing how to fit square peg in a square hole and round peg in a round hole. Knowing the qualities of your people, knowing who is good at what, and then assigning that particular responsibility to that individual. This was all beauty of Shivaji Maharaj's work. Pure soul versus mere systems. Many organizations are system dominated. I'll tell you my own experience. I was working in a company, Kallurkar Brothers, in marketing. And so, marketing, sales, or the repairs, all these departments, they go together. And they were doing the marketing of all the other products of different Kallurkar group. So there was a big generator being installed at some remote place in Himalayas by Indian Defence. And there was an issue. The person who was to go there, it was essential that only you have to fly. Maybe somewhere in the extreme part of the northeast, which is a landlocked area. Difficult to go by any other mode of conveyance than the air. And he was not allowed. So 3 days continuously he was sending telegram. That time telegram was the only way of communication, or fax. But he didn't have access to fax, so he was sending telegram. Permit me to travel by air. And the bosses were thinking, अरे worker level के आदमी को कैसे permission देंगे to fly? Somehow that message went to Mr. Chandrakant Kirloskar. And then he called everyone and fired. What is important? Giving service to the client is important, or not allowing this worker level person to fly is important, because he is not entitled to go by air. This is system orientation. When you are at middle management level, many times you are bogged down by systems orientation. But as you rise higher and higher in your life, it's essential that you shift from system orientation to the pure soul. Pure soul in the sense, heart-to-heart communication. That kind of approach. That's the extreme part of it. You know, Ved, who has written this? Bhagavad Gita, व्यास जी ने लिखी. रामायण वाल्मीकि ने लिखा. वेद किसने लिखे? पता नहीं है. हम कहते हैं वो अपौरुषीय है. And then we say, in a trance phase stage, some of the rishis used to get some knowledge, and that was converted into Ved. That's what is being explained. It means at that stage, there is something like a heart-to-heart communication. How some of you are doing meditation? Yes? Great. Now when you are doing meditation, and if you also have a guru, sometimes you are being guided by your guru in meditation. The thought comes, you get the idea, you get the information, you get the knowledge. And this knowledge is without words. Words are not used in between. Direct, heart to heart. So that is pure soul way of working. How can I develop heart to heart or better relationship with the people around me? That people around me start liking me. If you are a leader and if you follow all these things, then your leadership style will lead to legacy. Otherwise, by the time you are in the chair, you are honored. Because that honor is for the chair and not for you. When I was head of the department, my boss, my principal used to tell me in Nanded, the best principal or the best head of the department is a person who is not required to use his authority for getting anything done. If you are to use your authority to get the things done, then you are a mediocre manager. When you are not required to use the authority, people respect you. People believe in your words. People feel that if they follow your instructions, it's going to be in their own interest. That is people-centric approach. And then, whether you are in the chair or not, even after once you are not in the chair also, when those people meet you, they will try to respect you. Because it's a heart-to-heart communication, pure soul way of working. You would have seen so many people like this, that they are not in the chair, but still they are respected. When being in the chair, everyone gets the respect because it's a respect for the chair. Do I want to be a manager of that type? Do you want to be a manager who wants to be graced by the chair? Or you want to be a manager who will grace the chair? Mr. So-and-so, take an example of a college. Mr. So-and-so is the principal of this college. The college is getting lifted up because that person is leading that organization. Do you want to be a manager of that kind? Or you want to be a manager, oh see, I am the principal, listen to me. Something of that kind. Definitely the other way. And that is what is the leadership style of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And there was a basic principle, purity of participation. Everyone had access, equal access to reach him. Anybody could reach him for any work related to the purpose of Swarajya. That is goal-oriented. We said strategic thinking, goal-orientedness. Anyone is approachable to anyone provided your work related with Swarajya. That is the basic purpose. So what is important is know the purpose of existence and then work. Versus the post-patri participation. So these such people are not required to use their power. These are certain things we can draw as the lessons from Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Servantship-driven leadership versus leadership seeking servantship. Means I am here to serve the people at large. So this is basically a servant-driven approach to be the leader. That was one of his bit. And one other most important thing was why can't versus we can't or I can't or you can't. He was a strong believer that anyone can be developed to the appropriate level. So equal opportunity to everyone. Connect over command. As we said, in case of leadership also. Are you connected to your people or you are just commanding them? So these are certain basic principles which we can draw from him. Then when it comes to Swami Vivekananda ji, there are certain commonalities. That is the beauty between the two. It was self-belief. Belief in the self. And that was to the extent that without any support he went to Chicago. Almost without any support. When he went there, he was not knowing also where to stay. And dedication, full dedication to the task. You know, when he went to Chicago, it was too cold. And almost throughout the night he was in the open. And the thought that came to his mind was, if my Guru feels that I should come to Chicago and die here, let me be prepared to die. That is the level of dedication. And then what happened? A window was opened and he was taken inside. So, strong dedication to the purpose and willingness to face the challenges. These are certain qualities which has been demonstrated by him. And focusing on goal. That is the beauty of both of them. So Shivaji Maharaj was accessible for anyone by the time it is for the purpose of Swarajya. And here, how the world will accept IKS. Might be the different way of working. Self-confidence and belief in the self-mission. Hope you might be knowing when he first met Swami Ramakrishna, as a college boy, what was his demand? I want to live a peaceful, comfortable life. So what Swami Ramakrishna said? Go to the goddess and request. Pray there, whatever you want. And 3 times he went inside, and all the 3 times he didn't ask for it. All the 3 times he came back without asking for the same. And then Swami Ramakrishna said, don't worry, all basic needs will be taken care. Yoga kshemam vaham. Lord Krishna also says the same thing. Or if you know, if you are a Maharashtrian, bhihu nako smituja patishya. All these terminologies, all these philosophies are interlinked. So, Swami Ramakrishna used to tell a very specific thing. In Hindi, माया के सामने ब्रह्म रोता है. You know this word, sentence. माया के सामने ब्रह्म रोता है. Because Brahma forgets that it is a pure soul. We forget that we are a pure soul. We forget that we are here in this some specific purpose of life. And then we start searching here and there, or we feel that achieving something will make me happy. If I am walking, I feel that if I get a bicycle, I will be happy. Then a bike will make me happy. And then a car will make me happy. And then the best car will make me happy. And then slowly you realize that happiness is something different. It's always running away from you. And what is important is to learn how to be happy in every kind of situation. Again, one of such top example is from Swatantraveer Savarkar. जब उन्होंने जंप ली थी and he was trying to run away and he was caught, then he was locked and stranded near a toilet, and rest of the journey was very close to the toilet, and it was smelling very bad. What he thought at that moment is, I feel bad about something which is here. What about those bad elements in my own body? Let me accept that there is no difference between that bad and the bad inside me. And then he could travel comfortably. Satchidananda Vritti. This is called Satchidananda Vritti. So all these things are interlinked. Every one of them, all the top leaders have certain things in common in them. So dedication and commitment was a very important aspect. Self-confidence. Facing problems head on. Swami Vivekananda's way of working. Goal-oriented in both the cases. And servant leadership was also a part of his work. You will find that all top leaders are servant leadership oriented. So how can also I be developing this quality in myself? That is important. So that I can be a better manager for tomorrow. Okay. Now, how can I do this? Okay, these are certain examples we feel like, yes, good. Now the question is, how do I do it? So we will try to look at this. Can you start the PowerPoint? PPT शुरू करते हैं. No, come go to the first one. First one. Okay? So this is a concept of 5 Vedic laws of success. And this is that book based on which it is there. 5 Vedic laws of success. And we are doing that. Dr. Gaurav Vak's example I mentioned to you is an outcome of 5 Vedic laws of success training. For goal and personality mastery. Vedic techniques for goal and personality mastery. If I know the principles of this, then in process I am trying to follow all these things which have been discussed. Okay? Because now the question is, after knowing all these things, मैं क्या करूं? Okay? So we'll try to look at it from that perspective. Next. Yeah, it's okay. Let's go ahead. Yeah. Who is a successful person? Who achieved his or her goal in life? You decide something and achieve that. I was talking to one of the doctors in Nanded, where we were there earlier, Dr. Bhalerao. He completed his MBBS in the year 1962. And he showed me a diary in the year 1984, where he had written as a student of MBBS what I am going to do. And he had said, after 63, or maybe I will do my post-graduation, so after 65, I will start a hospital, which is already a 6-bed hospital. The family had a 6-bed hospital. I will convert this 6-bed hospital into a 100-bed hospital. He written as a student of MBBS. And he told me, today I own a 100-bed hospital here. This is what I planned as a student of MBBS. And then he had written, then I will start a pharma company. And for that pharma company, he had taken me as a partner, managing partner. So that time he was trying to tell me, this is the way you should lead the life. So successful person is a person who has achieved the goal of life. Same, generally moves around money, status, family life, work-life balance, health, and so many other things. Because these are the things we all want. Yes or no? Do you all want money? Yes. Yes. But do you want only money? Only money, nothing else in life. Huh? Along with money, you want peace of mind? Yes. You want status? People should respect you? Yes. Then also you want to enjoy? So proper work-life balance? So all these things play an important role in developing our career and personality. Let us try to understand it in a systematic manner as if it's a college subject. And mastering the happiness in different kind of situation. Even in negative situation also, can you remain happy? And how it's possible. Okay? Now before I move to the next one, sometimes do you feel stressed? Yes. And do you have a problem with overthinking? Have you ever realized? Yes. Okay? Now let us see, when I am fed up, disturbed because of overthinking, that thinking is either about the past or the future. Mind has a tendency to be either in the past or future. मेरा आगे क्या होगा? Fikir. Or something wrong has happened with me. Both are stressful. What about the current condition, current situation? It is called present, is it not? So what about the present? Present is always complete in itself. If I start keeping my mind as much as possible in present, I am comfortable. I was sharing with madam, and maybe that video also will be shared. Someone had a bad time in life, which of your age only. Love, fight, break up, standard thing. And he was very much disturbed. First time, my own student, he called me saying that, sir, I want to do a business and I want to start a company where I will try to shift the career counseling activity business from a service industry to a product-based industry. Let it be in the iPad that I will provide everything. Something like this. That was his idea. And in the meantime, then he had with problem with the fiancée, and then he was always telling, बहुत disturb हो sir, बहुत ऐसा हुआ वैसे हुआ. Every day he was crying for it. I said, okay, एक काम करते हैं. Let us learn how to live this life minute by minute. कभी आपको बहुत स्ट्रेस होया, क्या होगा? Something kind of situation. Anything very bad is happening. Simple thing I can try for myself is, okay, let me observe for next 1 minute, 60 seconds. And you will realize nothing has happened. Situation is same. Nothing has happened. वो जो problem होता है ना, वो बहुत momentary होता है. It is not even 1% of our lifetime. Even less than that, 0.001%. लेकिन वो एक 0.001% वाला जो भी कोई सिचुएशन हुआ है जिंदगी में, वो हमारी पूरी जिंदगी खाने की कोशिश करता है. Can I come out of that? Can I develop myself to the level that I can be comfortable in all types of situations? And the simplest technique is be in the present. That's why the name is present. Present means gift of God to from Almighty to all of us. So every minute, every second that we are living itself is a present, and that's a gift. Let's enjoy that gift. And when we understand the technique of developing this enjoyment, we can be comfortable, happy in all types of situations. It's so simple. Okay, that is nothing but mastering the happiness in different types of situations. Next. Oh, पुढची हे घेता PowerPoint? Oh, he has gone. Will you operate for me? No. Okay. Because I know him from his childhood. Anyway, come on. Please. So, the successful example that we saw, and these are the traits of a successful person. Desire to improve. Is not only desire to achieve. First step has to be desire to improve. I want to improve from wherever I am. Preparedness to change. That's very important. Then willingness to learn the new things. Passion. When you say a passion gets converted into a profession, the probability of success is more. So am I passionate of something? Everyone is passionate of something. Knowing that is important. Then persistence and perseverance. There is a saying in Marathi, मोडेन पण वाकणार नाही. पण मोडल्यानंतर वाकण्याची पण वेळ येत नाही ना. So adaptive persistence, रणछोड दास, आग्र्याहून सुटका. All these things are nothing but adaptive persistence. So learn the technique of adaptive persistence, which is always goal oriented. You know, a river flows and ultimately goes to the ocean. In between there are obstacles. So what the river does, if the obstacle is small, crush the obstacle and or take it with us. Or otherwise, take a different route. But again that different route comes back to the route which will ultimately take the river to the ocean. That is goal oriented. So Shivaji Maharaj, anything related with Swarajya, I am always open. Swami Vivekananda ji, mission of life. I am always open for change with reference to that. You know, we had been to some place and there they showed us 3 very big pots which will store around, say, 1,000 liters of water in each pot. Gade, bade gade, copper ke. And they said, कि when the king had gone abroad, he said, हम तो सिर्फ गंगा का पानी पीते हैं. तो 3 घड़े भर के गंगा पानी ले गए, 3,000 लीटर, ताकि 6 महीने पी सके. But Vivekananda ji never did that. जो पानी मिला वो पी लिया. Because the goal is more important. Then creativity. Trying to find a new way of doing anything. Everyone uses a pen here, and since this childhood. Can we list down the uses of a pen? You must have already done it in your class of creativity. To write, to fight, yes. Then, to make noise. Lecture bore हो रहा है तो थोड़ा आवाज कर लो. Yes, हाँ, right. तो वो टिक टिक करने वाला भी पेन मिलता है ना, आवाज करने वाला भी. Yes. Bookmark. Putting a hole. Scratching the head? Yes or no? कभी तो. What about scratching the back? Yes. Sometimes. Sometimes क्लास में बैठे हैं, अभी कुछ नहीं, पाठ खो जा रही है, तो चलो पेन को ऐसे ऐसे कर लेते. अभी देखिए, आप सबने एक पेन देखी होगी जिसके पीछे ऐसा हाथ है, हाँ, और प्लास्टिक की लंबी वाली पेन रहती है. Some entrepreneur thought, let me design a pen with which you can write and scratch your back more comfortably. Is it not? And that product is available in the market. That is beauty of creativity. There are a large number of examples. This is just one of them. And it creates fun. So it will change your mood. And once it creates fun, your concentration will improve towards what I am trying to tell. So, मेरा भी मतलब है ये ऐसी stories बोलने के पीछे. So that you will be together or some more. Then disciplined lifestyle is one of the very important aspects. All the top leaders live a disciplined lifestyle. Adaptable. As we said, goal oriented. As far as achievement of the goal is concerned, they are adaptable. And trying to maintain the happiness, peace of mind in all types of situations, good and bad. These are the traits of successful people. We need to imbibe these traits in us. Next. The process would be, now if you decide, if you feel, yes, I want to be a successful person in my life, then the process. First one is, who am I? Means, as we just now said, that we all want money, we all want to enjoy happiness, everything. Can I develop a formula of professional satisfaction? I'll tell you a story. There was an entrepreneur, very successful. And then he decided that all weekends I will go on the weekend, no work for Saturday, Sunday. So one weekend he was traveling in his car. He saw one cowboy, गुराखी जिसे मराठी में कहते हैं. And then the cowboy was sleeping under the tree in his farms. He felt like talking to that boy. So he asked his driver to stop the car, went and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" That boy said, "Morning I brought the cows for grazing. I just finished my lunch, whatever was brought from home, bread and chili. And now I am resting, and evening I will take them back. And every day when I start from my home on this duty, my mom gives me my food. Every day morning I have to start this job. For example, you remember that song, Maiya Mori Mai Nahi Makhan Khayo? Yes. तो उसमें भी क्या कहते हैं? भोर भरे आप मुझे भेज देती हो, कब माखन खाऊंगा? Same thing. So in order to earn my livelihood, I do this job. So he says, "Oh, that's not so nice, no? Why don't you come with me? I'll give you a job. And then your life will be better than what it is today." So boy asked, "What kind of work?" He said, I own a factory, so I'll give you some work in my factory. So boy asked him, "Do you have cows for grazing in your factory?" And then the entrepreneur says, "Probably you have not seen the urban world. There are no cows, but there are machines, so you will clean the machines, lift the material." The boy says, "So what?" He says, "If you do this job, you will earn more money. You need not to start early in the morning. You can start little late, or maybe you will work in shifts." The boy again will say, "Okay, so what?" He says, "If you learn to work on machines, you can be promoted as a worker. No, you do not have to clean the machines. You work on the machines. You will get more. You can go for a own house. You can go for a small bike or something like this. You will have a better life." So boy says, "Okay then." So he says, "If you still work better, you will be promoted as supervisor. You will get promotion as a manager. Then, or you will get promotion as a director, then you will have a car, bungalow, you will get married to a good girl, you will have a nice life." So boy says, "So then?" And then he says, "One day can come when you become the chairman of the company like me and live a very satisfied life the way I am living." The boy said, "Who told you that I am not living a satisfied life? I am already living a satisfied life. Why should I do all these things?" If you go to a sadhu sannyasi, go to Kedarnath and ask some sadhu there, how can be satisfied? He will say, "Renunciate everything, come here, meditate, then what you get is satisfaction." Now if you see these three cases of an entrepreneur, of a cowboy and the saint, the definition of satisfaction of that entrepreneur is related with money, status, work-life balance and all those things. Whereas the definition of satisfaction for the cowboy is status quo. विले अनंते तैसेची राहावे. चित्ती असू द्यावे समाधान. But then this ठेविले अनंते तैसेचे राहावे, this particular word also has got another meaning. Do that thing in which you are good at. We can look at it from another perspective. ठेविले अनंते तैसेचे राहावे and don't do anything. ठेविले अनंते तैसेचे राहावे and then understand the self first, who am I? And then choose a profession, choose the work that I want to do, so that the probability of success is enhanced. Hope you are getting me? Or getting bored, it seems. ज़्यादा टाइम हो गया है, अभी गणपति के सामने नाचना भी है जाके. Yes, just bear with me for some more time. I can understand your problem. Having worked as a professor for 21 years and then principal for 20 years, I know the problems of children. Then, which understanding the strengths, weaknesses, knowing the opportunities. If you really do your SWOT analysis, take use of AI, ChatGPT, it will give you so many of opportunities. And then you can choose that suits us. So that boy who has been selected for the CPO, he asked ChatGPT, he was given 70 options. We decided to work on 7 and finally decided that Chief Privacy Officer is his aim, from where he can further jump to CEO. Okay. Then the threats, strategies to overcome the weakness and threats. That is also equally important. What kind of strategy you are going to adopt? I'll give you an example of one entrepreneur from Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. He once said, "Sir, my weakness is fear of failure." His turnover is 15 CR. I said, "You started from zero. Today, after 10 years, you are at 15 CR. You say my weakness is fear of failure, it can't be. Otherwise, you would not have reached here. It may be something different." I said, why you feel that your weakness is fear of failure? He says, whenever there is an accident and then police case and court matter, this, that, going to advocate, going to station, I get bored. I get disturbed. Same thing when my payment does not come in time. Keeping on asking the clients for payment, I get disturbed. I said, then this is the phobia of these two things. Let's know the difference between weakness and phobia. This is not your weakness. Fear of failure is not the weakness. So understanding the weakness in right words is important. Then we discuss further, if your turnover is 15 CR, why don't you employ someone who will go to the police station and the court on behalf of you? And he said, yes sir, I have one employee, his wife is in police. जब भी कोई पुलिस स्टेशन जाना पड़ता है तो खुशी से जाता है. बोला सबसे बढ़िया है ना, जब वो केस सॉर्ट आउट करेगा, पुलिस स्टेशन जाएगा, पूरा मैटर सॉर्ट आउट हो जाएगा, गिव हिम अ गिफ्ट और पुट हिम ऑन दैट जॉब. Similarly, you can find someone who can keep on follow phone calls, all these things and collect the payment. Why you want to do it yourself? This is nothing but overcoming the weakness. Trying a proper solution to that. Or sometimes getting a specific training. For example, in this case of Dr. Gaurav, if he has to be a chief privacy officer, it's question of data privacy. Then he has recently taken a course on role of AI in data privacy. Because that's going to be useful. So weakness, I'm not aware about much aspects of AI and data privacy together. So he has undertaken that course so that he says, now I can handle the situations in a better manner. This is what is overcoming the weakness. Same is about the threats. Knowing the problem in advance and preparing ourselves to face the problem, the chances of overcoming the problem are more rather than facing the problem suddenly. Next is developing long-term and short-term career plans. Where I want to be after 10 years and where I want to be after 3 years. Where I will be after 3 years will be a part and parcel of that 10 years plan. And as much technical picture about your own life. Where I will be after 10 years, financially, status-wise, way of working, and so many things. You will never watch now black and white movies or black and white TV. We always watch colorful, and we want more and more resolution so that the colors can be still better. So as much technical picture of your future, you can think now, the probability, and by knowing who am I, the probability that you will reach to that level in life is more. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj or Swami Vivekananda or all such people, they first decided. Everything is first in the mind and then gets implemented further. Know how to be creative and innovative when we are working. Okay, next. Now this has been given in Atharva Veda. How should be the life? How should be your career? Divancha roha, prithvincha roha, rashtrancha roha, dravidancha roha. Prajancha roha, mrutena roha, rohitena tanvam samprushasva. Let sky be the limit of your growth. Conquer the whole earth. Develop right kind of people. So by proving your personality to the world, constantly achieve the success. And what is important is while doing all these things, remember one thing, while climbing the ladder of materialistic happiness, do not forget the spiritual, rather aspire for it. Aspire for success, don't cling to it. That's very important. Concentrate, top leaders always concentrate on the work. Duty consciousness is more important. Results will automatically be there. Newton's third law is applicable in everything. Actions and reactions are equal and opposite. You do right action, reaction is going to be right. Develop your duty consciousness, time consciousness, you are going to be prosperous in life. Don't worry for that. Next. So what we do? We first try to develop a career plan which suits to our personality, and then what is important is that we now develop our personality to suit to the needs of the career that we have chosen. The lifestyle suitable for the career, that is important. Otherwise, there is always a mismatch. So we all, within all of us, there is something like an I. Otherwise, we will not say my body, my mind, my possessions. Means when I say my body, my mind, means I am something different than body and mind also. So that basically I has all those ambitions, but that I on its own cannot achieve the success. It needs a medium, and the medium is our personality. We need to develop the personality to suit to the needs of the career that they have chosen in order to get the success. And what is that personality? 5 sheets. Next. These are the 5 sheets of our personality. You know, the word personality has come from the word persona, means to mask. Put on a mask and behave in the world around you. But the mask can be worn only for a short span of time. What you say to personality in Marathi or Hindi? व्यक्तिमत्व, व्यक्त होते जाने वाला मी तत्व, that is व्यक्तिमत्व. So that me tattva is nothing but that I, and it needs this medium, food sheath, breath sheath, mind sheath, knowledge sheath, bliss sheath. It's called Annamay Kosh, Pranamay Kosh, Manomay Kosh, Vijnanmay Kosh, Anandamay Kosh. And development of all these 5 sheaths with reference to the career path that we have chosen is nothing but development of the personality in true sense. Okay? It's a full 10 hours minimum program, so we'll just get the glimpses of it. Next. So strategic eating. Like when we were having lunch, it was being discussed what kind of food. There is one Dr. Shiv Shankar or something like this in Delhi. He is now preaching 60-40 model. 60% raw food, 40% cooked food. More the raw food, better is the workability. To begin with, we may not like it, but you can learn how to make it tasty also. So, strategic eating, strategic exercising, control of the breath, because breath and mind are 2 sides of the same coin. Generally, our behavior pattern is reactive. Someone treats us in some way and we react. Can we shift from reactive mode of behavior to reflective mode of behavior? That's possible through remaining calm, through breathing technique. Then how to keep your mind in the present, as we discussed. Intellect to govern the mind. Of course, there are techniques. Sometimes we can see it in detail. How to think globally and act locally. That is also equally important. And practice to be happy in all types of situations. This can be practiced and then nothing else can disturb us. Next. There are a few testimonials of this program. I'll just show you casually. So he is an associate director of an IT service company. What he says, it has helped me to improve my personal and professional life. He is around 45 years old, person from Delhi, stationed in Pune. It has built up self-confidence, stress management skill, overall well-being since completing that program. Next, Mr. Ashish Jain. He is postdoctorate from France in artificial intelligence. So he tried to work on this especially for his students and then found that it is useful in life management. Next. And this is that Dr. Gaurav, as I gave you the example. Profound impact of life, holistic decision making, self-reflection, optimized performance. And now he is getting the results. Directly from team lead to C-suite executive. No manager, no director position in between. That kind of jump, we call it as 10x growth. If you want 10x growth in life, IKS can give you the solution. That is the strong capability of IKS. Okay? Yes. So, next. Thank you very much. I know you are eager to go, so, but still it was my duty to follow the instructions of Rajkiran sir. And maybe still 15 minutes early I have finished. Okay, thank you very much. They are more happy about that. Time is like this. Anyway, okay, thank you, sir. Any questions I want to ask anyone?
Now the house is open for questions.
Probably they are not in mood to ask the questions. Okay, Thank you very much.
May I now request Rajkiran Pun Sir, Assistant Professor, to felicitate our guest of honor with a token of appreciation. May I now request Dr. Preeti Joshi Ma'am to felicitate our guest of honor with a token of appreciation.
Thank you, sir and ma'am. May I now call upon our student manager, Chanchal Yadav, to put forward the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Om. Good afternoon, everyone. I, Chanchal Yadav, student manager at Balaji